Opening night for the Golden State Warriors, and what a way to set the tone for the season. If you're a Warriors fan, this is exactly the kind of game you want to see to start the year. Golden State came out with energy, poise, and that signature third-quarter burst that instantly brought back memories of the championship runs in the mid-2010s. That stretch of basketball was vintage Warriors, fast-paced, sharp ball movement, relentless defense, and a wave of momentum that the Lakers just couldn't stop. But as often happens with this team, the fourth quarter turned into more of a grind. The Lakers clawed their way back, cutting the lead to single digits, and it took a smart timeout from Steve Kerr and a quick surge in the final minutes to restore order and close the game with a double-digit win. Jimmy Butler was the headliner. 16 for 16 from the free throw line. Let that sink in. 16 trips, 16 makes. 31 points overall, and it wasn't just the scoring. It was the way he managed the pace of the game. Calm, calculated, never rushed. The chemistry with Steph Curry was already evident. And speaking of Steph, he didn't look like a guy playing his first game of the season. 23 points, 8 for 8 from the line, making the right plays, moving without the ball like only he can. Interestingly, he had the lowest plus-minus among the starters at +1, but that doesn't tell the full story of his impact. Kerr didn't hold back in praising Butler after the game. He said what a lot of fans have already noticed. Butler brings that calming presence the team has missed since the days of Andre Iguodala and Sean Livingston. With Steph and Draymond creating chaos, beautiful, controlled chaos at times, you need a guy who can bring balance. Butler is that guy. He gets to the line, doesn't turn the ball over, and knows when to slow the game down. That's exactly what the Warriors needed in those closing moments when things started to slip away. And let's not overlook Jonathan Kaminga. Starting the game and delivering 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists is no small feat, but it wasn't just the numbers. It was the way he played. Confident, composed, and fluid. His jump shot looked clean, the mechanics more refined. He's been working closely with Butler, and you can already see the influence. If Kaminga can keep producing like this in 30-plus minutes a night, it changes the ceiling of this team entirely. Now, one of the pleasant surprises of the night was rookie Will Richard. He didn't log heavy minutes, but he made them count. His hustle, his energy, that rebound and put back before the half. Those are the kinds of plays that don't always show up in a box score but can swing momentum. -11 in the plus-minus doesn't tell the whole story. The coaching staff clearly sees something in him, and post-game, he was awarded the game ball. That says a lot, considering the performances around him. Al Horford, playing in his first official game for the Warriors, was solid. 5 points, 5 rebounds, steady presence in the paint. And Gary Payton, too, brought the defensive fire, just like you'd expect. A couple of emphatic dunks, timely stops, and his usual tenacity on the perimeter. These are the pieces that help win games over the course of a long season. Of course, you can't ignore that the Lakers were missing LeBron James. That changes the equation. But even with that caveat, the Warriors looked sharp. Luka Doncic had a monster game, 43 points, but he was still a -8 on the floor. Austin Reeves struggled with 5 turnovers. The Warriors' defense, especially in the first half, was aggressive and suffocating. They blitzed ball handlers, rotated quickly, and forced the Lakers into uncomfortable positions. The shooting numbers tell an interesting story. The Lakers hit 54% from the field, which would usually be a winning stat. But they couldn't overcome their turnovers and the Warriors' outside shooting. Golden State hit 17 of 40 from deep, 42%. That's not going to happen every night, but when it does, it's lights out for the opposition. And perhaps more surprising, the Warriors only had 1 more turnover than the Lakers. That's huge for a team that's traditionally among the league's worst in that category. Now, let's talk about points in the paint. 62 for the Lakers, just 36 for the Warriors. That's a big gap, but it's also expected. Golden State isn't built to dominate inside. They spread the floor, they move, and they rely on threes and ball movement to create their offense. In fact, the math worked out perfectly in this game. Those 51 points from three-point range made up for the lack of inside scoring. That's the Warriors' formula. Buddy Hield deserves a shout-out. 17 points in 22 minutes, including some big shots from deep. He's a streaky shooter, but when he's locked in, he changes the game. We saw in the playoffs against Houston, and now we're seeing it early in this season. Draymond Green had a timely corner three late in the game, and, as always, he ran the offense when needed. That's what makes this team special. It's not just Steph. It's the layers. Draymond as a point forward, Butler controlling tempo, Buddy knocking down shots, Kaminga doing a bit of everything. Another impressive stat, 29 team assists. That tells you the ball is moving, the offense is flowing, and the team is in sync. That's when the Warriors are at their best, when everyone is involved, when the ball doesn't stick, and when they're forcing defenses to scramble. They also won the fast break battle, and that's always a good sign. 7 more points on the break than the Lakers. Those quick transitions, especially off turnovers, are what give Golden State the edge when the game speeds up. And even though the rebounding battle was close, the Warriors found a way to generate extra possessions at key moments. The game flow also tells the story. After a back-and-forth start, the Warriors took control late in the first and through the second quarter. The third quarter was the explosion. They pulled away, built a solid lead, and looked like they were about to run the Lakers out of the building. But then came the dip. That fourth quarter lull that has haunted them at times. The Lakers cut it to 7 with about 3 minutes left, but Draymond hit a crucial three. Butler made a few plays, and they closed strong. Steph delivered the final dagger, as he so often does. Butler loved it, the bench erupted, and the crowd could feel the statement being made. This isn't last year's team. There's more depth, more balance, and, perhaps most importantly, more control. Kerr's post-game comments reinforce that idea. This team is built to handle the ups and downs of a long season, and Butler is a big part of that equation. Next up, the home opener at Chase Center. Then Denver. Then Portland. After that, they face Memphis and Los Angeles again before heading out east. It's a manageable start to the schedule, and for a veteran team, managing minutes and avoiding early burnout is key. Still, it's worth keeping perspective. Last year, the Warriors started strong, winning 12 of their first 15 games, only to stumble hard in the second half. This time, there's a sense that lessons were learned. The roster has more options. Injuries will happen, but with Butler, Buddy, Kaminga, and a deeper bench, this team looks better equipped to weather those stretches. The reaction from the bench said it all. As the final buzzer sounded and the players made their way to midcourt, there was a sense of calm confidence, not overexcitement. The Warriors have been here before. They've won big games, they've opened season strong, but this felt like a different kind of beginning. Not because it was flashy or dominant from start to finish, but because it showed growth, adaptability, and a different kind of leadership taking form. Jimmy Butler's influence was all over this game, not just in his own stats, but in how others played around him. There was structure when there used to be unpredictability. There was rhythm without always relying on Steph's brilliance. And that might be the most dangerous version of this team yet. You could see it in the decision-making. Every possession felt a little more purposeful, a little more measured. There wasn't as much of the wild, frenetic offense that sometimes defined the Warriors in the past. Sure, the ball still zipped around the court, players still cut with precision, and the pace was still high. But there was also patience. On multiple occasions, they slowed it down when the Lakers tried to bait them into rush possessions. Butler would wave off a quick shot, reset the play, and find a mismatch to exploit. That kind of veteran awareness is exactly what elevates a good team to a serious contender. Draymond Green echoed that presence as well. Even though his box score wasn't eye-popping, his fingerprints were all over the game. Whether it was anchoring the defense, switching on a Luka, or directing traffic on offense, he played like the emotional and strategic core of the team. That corner three he knocked down late in the game wasn't just a big shot. It was a moment that settled everything down. The Lakers had trimmed the lead, and the crowd was getting nervous. Then Draymond buries a shot from the corner, turns calmly back on defense, and the team exhaled. That's what veterans do. They deliver when the moment gets tense. The Warriors are also showing early signs of what their identity might be this season. Less chaos, more control. Less dependence on a Steph explosion, more balance across the board. You still get those Curry flurries, but now there's more insulation around him. If he goes cold for a stretch, Butler can keep the offense alive. If Draymond sits, You have smart defenders like GP2 and a versatile young core that can hold their own. And that's without even mentioning guys like Moody or Melton, who weren't major factors in this game, but could step in and contribute at any moment. The flexibility is there. The options are deeper. And when you combine that with the championship experience already in place, it's a dangerous mix. One of the most encouraging developments is how comfortable Kaminga looks in a featured role. It's not just about putting up stats. It's about the way he's processing the game. He's recognizing when to attack, when to kick out, when to crash the boards. He's making plays on both ends and not forcing the issue. His physical tools have always been elite, but now he's matching that with smarter decisions. You can tell he's been learning from Butler. Their on-court chemistry was clear. On one play in the third quarter, Butler drew two defenders on a drive, kicked it out to Kaminga on the wing, and without hesitation, Kaminga drilled the three. That kind of trust in each other so early in the season is a big deal. As the team continues to gel, there are still things to clean up. That fourth quarter lapse can't become a pattern. Good teams will take advantage of that. The Warriors lost focus defensively during a stretch where the Lakers scored on 4 straight possessions. Communication dropped, switches were slow, and the intensity dipped. That gave Los Angeles a window to fight back. The coaching staff will no doubt address that in film sessions. It's not about being perfect, but about learning to close out games without needing a panic button. The bench unit, while full of promise, still needs to find its rhythm. Will Richard brought great energy, but there were some missed assignments on defense and rushed decisions on offense. That's expected from a rookie, and the effort he brought more than made up for the mistakes. The question will be how consistent he can be. In an 82-game season, depth becomes critical, and every minute matters. Spencer and TJD didn't see action in this one, but their time will come. Kerr is likely to experiment with different lineups early on, and it will be interesting to see how the rotation evolves once Moody and Melton are back at full strength. The atmosphere on the court felt different too. Not just the flow of the game, but the vibe. There was less chaos and more control. The smiles, the communication, the subtle nods between players. It all hinted at a team that's unified early. Last season had stretches of inconsistency, where it felt like the team lacked identity. That's not the case now. This version of the Warriors seems to know what it wants to be: disciplined, balanced, and deadly when it matters most. You don't win a game like this on pure talent. You win it with poise. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. San Francisco is buzzing with whispers that could shake the NBA to its core. Rumors have been swirling all week, and today the city might finally get the confirmation it has long hoped for. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the reigning powerhouse from Milwaukee, has allegedly been announced as the newest face of the Golden State Warriors. Sources close to the team hint that negotiations were intense, secretive, and borderline cinematic, with the Greek Freak reportedly intrigued by the chance to team up with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green in what could become the most formidable lineup in recent memory. Fans across the Bay Area have taken to social media, speculating on how Giannis' arrival could change the Warriors' dynamic. Some believe that his unmatched versatility and athleticism could finally bridge the gap between Golden State's high-octane offense and a defensive presence capable of shutting down the league's elite. Others caution that chemistry remains uncertain. After all, adding a superstar of this magnitude is no small feat yet. The excitement is undeniable, with banners already rumored to be in the works and ticket resale skyrocketing before any official game announcement. Analysts are already painting pictures of what a Warriors Giannis era might look like. A team capable of stretching defenses with Curry and Thompson from the perimeter while Giannis bulldozes his way to the rim, creating mismatches that opponents may struggle to counter. The chatter extends beyond tactics. Endorsement deals, city hype, and even cultural impact are all part of the swirling narrative. Could San Francisco finally be the city where the Greek Freak brings home his elusive championship ring? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. The rumor alone has turned the Bay into a hotbed of speculation, and fans are hanging onto every leaked word. Whether this is a strategic masterstroke or a fleeting whisper in the wind, one thing is certain. the NBA landscape may never look the same again. Warriors fans are holding their collective breath, hoping that the combination of Curry's sharpshooting, Thompson's steady hand, Green's defensive prowess, and Giannis' unmatched athleticism will usher in a new dynasty. The city waits, rumors flying, champagne fantasies in hand, as whispers of Giannis in Golden State dominate headlines, locker room chatter, and barroom debates alike. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.